Hello and welcome to today's Bitrix24 webinar, Self-Hosted Advantages. Thank you for joining today. Okay, so we'll just go through some introductions. So my name is Sam Connor. I'm part of the sales team here at Interface. We're based in the UK, the US and Hong Kong, and we offer a full range of services to help you with Bitrix24, starting off with pre-sale support, so we can help you evaluate if Bitrix24 would be a good fit for your business. And if it is, we can then set up the system for you and implement your specific requirements. If for the self-hosted system you require hosting services, we can provide you with our hosting services, and then we can train you and provide ongoing support to help you get the most out of Bitrix24. Okay, so first of all, what is Bitrix24? So Bitrix24 is a collaboration suite of well in excess now of 35 different modules that you can use to help you to manage your business. And this includes features for managing sales, projects, your HR, workflows, and further features. There are over 10 million customers now that use Bitrix24 around the world, and the system is available in two different editions. So we have the Bitrix24 Cloud, and we have the Bitrix24 Self Hosted solution. And prices start from $49 per month for a cloud-based system and for $2,990 as a lifetime license for the self-hosted system. That includes maintenance and updates in year one, and in year two and ongoing annually, you need to pay a renewal fee for the self-hosted system to continue receiving those updates, and that will cost approximately 25% of the license fee. Okay, so today we're focusing on the self-hosted edition. So there are two different editions of the self-hosted system. So first of all, we have the Bitrix24 Business Edition, and this is the most popular edition, and it's usually the most suitable solution for most organizations. So this ranges, to start off with, you have the 50 user edition. So if you're looking at a self-hosted system, if you have up to 50 users, you're going to be looking at the Business 50 edition. And then we can increase that up to 500 users. So we go up in different increments. So if you need to add more users to the system, essentially we could do that at any time. We simply need to add a new key onto your system, so none of your users would notice any difference on the front end of their system, so it wouldn't impact them. And with this system, if you're on a Bitrix Cloud system right now, you will find with the Business Edition there are additional features such as an extranet site, which can be completely customized with your branding. There's also a help desk system and an e-learning module as well. And then we also have the Bitrix24 Enterprise system. And this is our most advanced product. And this allows a company to establish an unlimited number of intranets, which can all be managed by a single global administrator. So for example, a company who operates in multiple countries, they may want individual sites with different languages for each of their organizations based on what country they're in. So that could be then localized for each of those different offices. So that's a really good example of how the enterprise system can be used. So essentially you have your own separate intranet sites for each organization on the system. Okay, so moving on now to look at some of the benefits of the self-hosted edition of Bitrix24. So one of the main benefits of the self-hosted solution is how completely customizable the system is. Okay, so first of all, what we could do is we can rebrand the system. So the complete branding of the system can be done. So this can include your login page, so that can be completely rebranded. We can add logos within the site, and there's some scope to customize the colors and themes of the system. You also have access to the control panel in the self-hosted system, and the control panel is really the area for your administrators. who will be making changes to the modules. And those modules can be configured in really advanced ways within the control panel. So if you're currently using a Bitrix Cloud solution, then I think you'll be extremely impressed with the additional functionality that's available within the control panel. And there is full access to the source code, so this means if the customization you want maybe can't be configured within the control panel itself, then it is usually possible to do this directly inside the source code. And Bitrix is built on its own framework in PHP. So just as a word of warning, if you're trying to change the source code, really this should only be attempted if you have experience of using PHP, as well as really you need an advanced knowledge of the Bitrix24 platform itself. And really alternatively, that's where a partner such as ourselves, who has lots of experience of customizing the system, really we can perform that type of customization for you to save you time and really time and expense on your internal resources. So we can do that in a really timely manner for you. We have access to and the ability to create integrations. So we have an API which is available on self-hosted solutions. Okay, so this allows you to integrate with thousands of other web applications. We've built lots of integrations with, for example, systems such as Oracle for finance data to be pulled into the system. And we can build bespoke integrations, maybe with your own internal softwares that you may want to integrate with Bitrix24. And finally, self-hosted solutions have a number of extra features not found on the cloud products. So we've mentioned this already. So there are additional features and modules such as the help desk, e-learning system, and robust analytics. Okay, so now what we'll do is take a look at some of the benefits in more detail. And just to mention, if you do have any questions as we go through today's webinar, please do add them into the YouTube question box and we'll run through those during today's intervals. Okay, so moving on now to look at some of the customization capabilities in more detail. So one of the main reasons for choosing a self-hosted option is the ability to customize the look and the feel of your intranet. So the site can be customized to match your corporate look, and the functionality can be configured using the system to be more intuitive to how you want to work. So first of all, in terms of styling, many areas can be branded, and we'll have a look at that shortly in some more detail. So we'll actually see how we can customize the system in more detail. In terms of editing, you have a lot more flexibility, so any page can be edited and administrators can create custom pages using the page editor wizard. So we'll see how we can do that, so we can add our own unique pages into the system. There's also navigation, so to improve the user experience and to save time navigating modules, the links in the navigation panel are fully editable, and it is actually possible to display different navigation items to different sets of users. And we find a lot of clients find that useful because you can really simplify the UI for your users based on what their role is in the system. We can create dashboards, so it is possible to create custom dashboards to display different sets of data based on what you require. So it could be, for example, you want a sales dashboard. So what we could do is pull CRM data into your own bespoke sales dashboard for you and your management team. And we have custom portals available. So you will find if you're on a cloud system, you do have access to the extranet site. But the key difference with a self-hosted customer portal is that you can rebrand that. So we can strip out the Bitrix24 branding and you can add your own corporate look and feel to the system. And we find a lot of customers like to have that. It's a big use case for the self-hosted system. And then finally, what we could also do is you could actually create your own custom bespoke modules to perform specific tasks for your business. So you really do have complete flexibility in how the Bitrix24 self-hosted system is used for your requirements, essentially. So let's actually just take a look at how that branding can look on the system. So if we go into our Bitrix24 system here, You can see now we're on the login page that this is completely rebranded. So we've removed all the Bitrix24 branding. We have our own corporate look and identity to this. We have our own domain. And so you can completely, essentially establish this as your own company intranet site here. And so let's just log into the system. And now we'll see when we log into the platform, you can see the left-hand menu here that is being completely customized as well. So the UI is simplified for what we or our team really needs to have access to. So we can strip out any modules that you do not require. So in terms of getting buy-in from your team, you don't really want to have all of the different features of Bitrix24 because you could get lost within the system. And then it's hard to get buy-in and get a return on investment from the system. So using the self-hosted system, we can strip out all of the features you don't need. So you're left with everything that you need your team to use, which then will get buy-in and then a bigger return on investment as you get more use out of the system. So we mentioned about the control panel. So if we just look at the top here, you'll see we have this control panel feature. This you won't see on the cloud system because it's simply not available. So I can go into here and click on the edit mode. And from there, what I can do as an administrator is I can now start to customize our Bitrix24 system. So it could be, for example, I might want to change some of the menu structure, for example. So what I could do, I could change the structure of this. I might want to edit this particular page, for example. So this now opens up the source code, which I can now start to customize. So it just gives you so much flexibility in how you want the system to look and to feel. Now, just as a word of warning, as we say, the control panel here really is only for your administration team. You wouldn't have access to this as a standard user. So let's just turn that off now and we can hide that interface. Okay, so let's look there at the control panel for our administration team. We've mentioned how we could create new pages inside the system. And you can see here on this particular area, we're on the company page here with some official information for the organization. So let's now actually take a look at how we could actually add our own page into here, which is very popular with a lot of our clients. So let's say, for example, within here, we may want to add a new tab at the top here where we can store all of our latest policy information. So what we need to do is go into the control panel itself now to create a new page. Okay, so what we're going to do here is go into the About section. So the control panel in the background here is where we can actually see all of the details of pages that we have set up. So it's really important that this section is only for your administration team because you could cause changes to your front end system that could affect all of your users in the platform. So it is critical only your administration team have access to this area. Okay, so once we're inside here, what we're going to do is we're going to add a new file. So the file is where we can add the page for our policies section. So inside here, we're going to go into and add, first of all of our details. So let's just slide this out a little. And so inside here, I'm choosing to add a page. So I'm going to call this policies. And then inside here, I can add my text. So I'm just going to add some static text, but you could add integrations, you can add images, videos into here. Okay, so let's just apply that and save it. Okay, so there we have the policies. And now what we need to do is add a new menu item. So if we go into the menu type, Now let's add a new title. Okay, and we'll apply this. So you can see here how user-friendly it is to create your own content for your Bitrix24 system. So now let's go into the front end. Okay, now we can see we've got a policies section, and we can go into the policies area there. And we can see here is the latest policies page, all of the detail that we added onto the system. Okay, so that's how easy it is to create our own policies page inside the system. It's really simple to really customize the look and the detail that goes into your self-hosted system. You simply don't have this flexibility with a Bitrix24 Cloud system. And another feature we mentioned was the extranet site. So we mentioned how we could have an extranet site that is completely rebranded. So when we want to invite our maybe suppliers or customers into our own customer portal, you have that capability with the self-hosted system. So here on the extranet site, we've got our own domain where we're inviting our customers into. We can see we've got some links on here to different areas of the system, so the whole UI can be customized, and then we're able to collaborate and communicate with our customers on this customer portal. So it's really important, if you're going to be inviting your customers in, you want this to look professional. With the self-hosted system, we have that capability because we can customize the UI and the interface. And we have a lot of our clients who use this extranet site, which is completely rebranded as their own customer portal. It really gives their clients a professional look and feel about the organization. Okay, so let's just see if we have any questions. Okay, so questions coming earlier in the week. Can we change the actual background of our system? So yes, you can do. So let's just go back into our system, and we'll go back into the actual Bitrix24, our internal area. So what we can do inside here is I can go into our control area here, and what you may want to do, for example, is actually customize the actual theme background. Okay. So what we could do from here is actually change the theme that we have on the system. So if you wanted to actually change the background of the system, we can do so. And you can add your own logo into the system as well. Okay, another question, can I get multiple customer portals? So what we've mentioned already is if I just log out of here, in terms of if you were looking at a business edition, so such as a Business 50, a Business 100 system, you would have the one portal essentially. If you wanted to have separate portals, say for different departments, so if you have a franchise with different organizations, you would need the enterprise system because that allows you to have separate portals for your Bitrix24 system with one global control panel. So you can manage the settings in one global control panel, but say each department could have their own essentially Bitrix24 portal system. So if you're wanting to have that separate portal feature, you would need an enterprise system. Okay, if there are any other questions, please do add them into the question box and we'll run through those during the rest of today's intervals. Okay, so moving on now, what we're going to do is look at some of the more advanced features of the self-hosted edition. So the features of the self-hosted system, just to make you understand, if you're, say, on a Bitrix Cloud system right now, you have all of that functionality within the self-hosted system. But then we have additional functionality. So we've already looked at how we can completely customize the self-hosted system in terms of branding, in terms of adding additional features such as additional pages where we can add our own content. But above all of that as well, there are additional modules that are available on the self-hosted system. So first of all, what we have is a help desk system. So the help desk is a tool that allows you to manage all of your customer support inquiries. So customers can log their inquiries in a few different ways. So they could log into the extranet portal that we've just looked at, so they can fill out a form where then help desk staff can process and manage their tickets and requests in predefined ways with roles. So we'll have a look at this in a moment within the Bitrix24 system. So we'll see how the help desk works. We also have an e-learning feature. So this is a set of tools essentially which allows you to create your own courses for your staff members. And once those courses have been conducted, what we can then do is set tests, which then allows them to demonstrate their knowledge in a particular subject area or matter. And it is possible to configure a user's profile page to actually show what tests they have completed with a badge. So that's a really useful additional feature if you want to have an e-learning module essentially, where you can then allow your staff to develop their knowledge on different topics. We also have analytics. So essential really this to understand the success of an intranet project is having a good, robust analytics package. So this allows you to have more advanced analysis of all of the areas of your Bitrix24 system. So these are just some of the additional features that are available with the self-hosted version, and many of these exist, and you can also essentially create your own. So we could maybe create you dashboards, for example. So if you wanted to pull information that's inside your system, you want to pull that into different areas, then we could do that, say for example creating a sales dashboard, for example. So you don't need to be restricted. It's really possible to build out your very own modules within the Bitrix24 platform. Okay, so let's just go back into our Bitrix24 system. Let's just log back in and let's just have a look at some of those modules now in some more detail. So starting off with, let's have a look at the help desk system. Okay, so we've just logged back in here, and what we'll do, let's just go onto our extranet site, because this is a very common area where you would have your customers, for example, log into the extranet site. As we mentioned, this can be rebranded, so this could be branded as your own corporate feel and look to the system. And let's just add this into our menu for our customers. So we've got a support section now. So what we can do from here is if I click on our support section, then inside here what we can do is we can see all of the tickets that we have submitted to the help desk. So if I wanted to create as a customer a new ticket that goes to the internal help desk team, then what I can do is I can click on the create a ticket. And this then opens up the UI for our ticket form. So we can add a subject and a message into here. We have some document upload features. But essentially, this form that you see here can be completely customized to capture what information you would want to see inside here. So we can then save that information, and that can then be submitted as a new ticket to our help desk team. So that's the first way we could submit a ticket. The second way is using the support wizard. So inside here, what we have, again, we can see all of our tickets, which we can click into. But what we can do from here is if I click on the create a new ticket, this then opens up a selection box. So from here, what we're essentially doing with the support wizard is we're directing our customers. So rather than allowing for free text to be inputted, we're managing the whole submission process of the ticket. So if we click, for example, on computer problem, what then happens is we go to a second step in the process. So I need to fill in some additional information. So from here, I can add what actions did you perform, so we can input this information. And then we have a problem description. So we need to add what details need to be added onto the description. But let's just go back and let's select, for example, printer problem. And if I select printer problem, we now open up onto the second step, and we can see the actions that we have to enter are completely different. So we need to add what actions did we perform, and then we need to select what problem there was from a drop down. So essentially here what we're doing is we're routing and getting as much information as we need before the ticket can be submitted. So once it does get submitted, our support team have all of the information they need to start progressing that ticket and request. You don't need to be going back and forth before you can actually start progressing the ticket. So that's a really useful feature. The third way we can have tickets submitted into the system is by setting up our own mailbox. So within the Bitrix24 system, what we can do is we can integrate our own mailboxes into the system. Okay, so if we just go into our services section, then what we can do inside here is we can set and integrate our mailboxes, and we can then set up rules. So inside here we could set up a rule, for example, so we could automatically create a new help desk ticket when an email comes into a particular mailbox. But we can also set up a rule so only specific people can email that mailbox as well. So that's another third way of allowing you to create tickets inside the help desk. And then our support team can have access to the help desk system here. And we can then see all of the current tickets. We can see if we're waiting on the customer. We can see what's awaiting on ourselves. So you can create your own filters inside the system here. And I can then access all of the different tickets inside the platform and see all of the different communications that have taken place. I can select an answer mode inside here. So I could select an answer, for example. And I can then also set the support levels. So if it's an SLA level you want to set up, so you need to have a response within a certain time frame, we can set up different support levels inside the system. So if you are interested in having the help desk system set up, please contact sales@interface.com and we can help you with the setting up of the help desk system. Another feature that's very useful and bespoke to the self-hosted system is the e-learning module. So the e-learning module allows you to set up your own courses inside the system. So for example, here we have a health and safety course. So these are the courses we can apply to our users to allow them to have knowledge of what we're working on. So inside here, I can go into our health and safety course. So from here, we can start the course. And once we've completed the course, we can then go into a test. So we can check that the users have understood and retained the knowledge from the course. Okay, so we just completed our test. We can view the results. And you may want to set specific, maybe scores that a user has to get to pass that course, for example. And we can then see all of the different attempts that we have had on that particular course. So again, if you're looking for a way to be able to train your staff, then the e-learning module really is a great tool that you can use to train your staff on different topics on your system. So these are some of the advanced features that are available with the self-hosted edition of Bitrix24. These are not available on any of the cloud editions. So if you maybe are on a cloud system right now and you see some of these features, if you're wanting to move to the self-hosted edition to have access to these features, we can manage the complete migration for you. So you don't need to be concerned about losing any of your data or information. We can migrate your cloud system to the self-hosted system. It's fairly seamless when we manage this, and all of the data and information will be moved to an on-premise edition for you, so you can then take advantage of the self-hosted features. Okay, so let's just see if we've had any of the questions come in. Okay, so I think we've got a question around the help desk. So I want to create a help desk ticket from support at mydomain.com. So that's, I assume, is your email address there. So you've said, is this possible? So yes, absolutely. As we saw earlier on, what you can do is you can integrate your mailboxes into Bitrix24. Once we've integrated the mailboxes, we can then create rules. And a rule can be when an email hits that mailbox, you can then create a help desk ticket for your support team. So that's absolutely possible. You would need the self-hosted edition. So please contact sales@interface.com if that's something you are interested in. Okay, so we've looked there at how we can customize the system. We've looked at some of the additional features of the self-hosted system. Really, the third important benefit of the self-hosted system is the capability of integrations. Okay, so there's lots of different ways we could integrate, either as a one-way integration, or you may want a two-way integration, so information being pulled out of Bitrix and then also fed back in. And first of all, what we could do, for example, is set up web forms. So you can build forms on a public-facing website, and these forms don't have to be built within the Bitrix24 form builder. I just want to make that clear. But what we can then do is we can bring information from those forms into Bitrix24. So, for example, an inquiries form that you have on your web page could automatically create a new post. For example, it could be as a new lead. But with the self-hosted system, we could customize that. So you may want it to create a new post in the activity stream, for example. So you can decide how you want that integration to work. We can also set up integrations for business processes. So you may want to have a trigger, for example, that comes from an external source. So once that external source is integrated with Bitrix, we could then trigger a new business process that is run inside the system. And that really starts to create lots of advanced functionality. So a trigger could come from a customer request, for example. We could then initiate a new business process. So there's really lots of advanced integrations we could perform here. We've mentioned already, looking at the help desk system, how we could integrate email and then trigger new rules. So for example, when you integrate your mailboxes, if somebody emails a specific email address, that could trigger the creation of a new help desk ticket in your help desk module. But we can also do lots of advanced features. So it could be, for example, it creates a new task from an incoming email in a particular work group, for example. So I hope this just to give you a few flavors of really how advanced you could make your self-hosted system. The capabilities are really endless in terms of integrations because you have access to the full API. So what we could do is we can create integrations with your external systems. So we've integrated with lots of other platforms such as Oracle database. So you may want to feed financial data and information from your system into Bitrix24. We've done that before. So you may want to have customer finance data stored in the CRM system, for example. So lots of different ways you can really make advanced features of your self-hosted system. And essentially these features such as customizations, having the advanced features such as the help desk, the learning module, and having the capability to build integrations, it allows you to get such a bigger return on the investment of using your Bitrix24 system. So although there is a bigger outlay at the start in terms of a self-hosted system, simply based on the capability, you will get such a bigger return on investment from having a self-hosted edition of Bitrix24. Okay, so moving on, it's really important to actually discuss the different hosting options for the self-hosted system. So you have a choice in terms of hosting, so you can host in-house. So that can be on your own local server or a private cloud, or you can use our own hosting services. So for self-hosting, we can provide you with a virtual appliance, and this is a free application that allows Bitrix to be run in a pre-configured and fully secured virtual environment. So this saves time on product installation and maintenance, and it also improves the overall system performance. But alternatively, what we can do is we can manage the hosting for you, so we can set up the system on our own hosting service. So this is what we class as a dedicated cloud solution. And there are many benefits of hosting via ourselves. So first of all, we can set up the server performance, so that's all managed by ourselves. You don't need to have internal resources to do this. And the server is optimized for speed and performance, so we can ensure that all of your data is backed up and secured for how you want your backup requirements to be. And then projects can be scaled without having to invest in further hardware. So we can manage the whole scalability for your system. Okay, so moving on to look at pricing. So in terms of the first of all, the license cost for the self-hosted system, that starts off at the Business 50 edition, which is $2,990. It is classed as a lifetime license, but as a word of warning, that does include maintenance and updates for year 1. But then in year 2 and ongoing annually, you need to pay a renewal fee to continue receiving those updates and maintenance. And that will cost you approximately 25% of the license fee. So that will be $747.50 for that Business 50 license. You then need to take into consideration additional fees such as partner hosting if you require hosting. So that's around $2,250 for 100 gig. And then there are additional features such as customizations, integrations, training, and premium support, which really is essential for the self-hosted system because it is so advanced. So all of these need to be taken into consideration when you're budgeting for the self-hosted system. Now, if you are interested in this, please do contact sales@interface.com. What we can then do is discuss your requirements in detail and provide you with a statement of works and detail exactly what the pricing would be for your particular project. Okay, so in summary, in today's self-hosted advantages, we've seen how we can completely customize the self-hosted system. We've seen how we can integrate with lots of different applications and really build advanced integrations. And we've seen how we have lots of extra features not available on the Bitrix24 Cloud system, such as the help desk, such as the e-learning module. And essentially, if you look at the pillar all of those different capabilities, the self-hosted system gives you such a bigger potential and return on your investment. Okay, so here are a selection of up-and-coming webinars. So we're here at 11 AM Eastern Time every Tuesday. So please do register at interface.com/webinars for our up-and-coming webinars. If you have any questions in the meantime, please do contact sales@interface.com. One of our team will be happy to set up a call with you to discuss your requirements and questions in more detail. Okay, I just want to thank you very much for your time today. I hope you found the self-hosted advantages webinar useful, and I look forward to joining you on next week's webinar. Thanks very much. Bye for now.